My name is Chitra Gupta, and I've been doing fluid art from quite some time. And this is a very interesting art. But before we start, a lot of people have asked me this question: that is it something similar to resin art? No, this is not similar to resin art. Both are two different mediums, and they both have different vocabulary. Okay, coming to this is a fun-filled and a very addictive art when it comes to doing fluid art. So once you know that okay, you are good at a particular code, you might end up doing a lot of products. So to start with, we'll start with surfaces. On what surfaces can you do? You can do it on MDF. You can make coasters. You can make wall clock. You can do it on MDF trays. This is my working place where I do it. But one thing with MDF, if you're doing it on coasters, you have to seal it. If you don't seal it, it will start peeling off. See, it starts peeling off. So if you are doing practice and if you need a surface on which you can work again and again, I would say that go for MDF. Just apply a coat of primer and start working. After it is dried, you can just peel it off and reuse. Like you can do practices on this. And once you are very pro, then you can go on canvases. You have done on canvas. I'll tell you about this pouring medium which I have made on for canvas. Then this is one more. This is a flip cup, and then this is a swipe board. Okay, so there are I will be covering around 5 different boards. This is about your now. This is all about your bases, like what kind of bases you will need. Okay, if anyone has any questions, they can simply put in the chat or unmute and ask me questions. Now coming to the colors, what colors can you use? You can use any acrylic colors, but all acrylic colors have different consistency. So if I choose a fabrica is very thick because you use this on fabrics. When you come to Fevicryl, if you see Fevicryl colors, they are very flowy, thin colors. So if the colors, the consistency of the colors make a lot of difference when you're doing fluid art, because that also increases or decreases the proportion of pouring medium. Okay, you cannot use heavy body acrylic colors. Reason being, they do not mix equally in your pouring medium. You might have lumps. Then what will happen? Once you start pouring, you will have a lot of lumpy uh, drops on your fluid art. So it's always important that you use colors which are very easy to flow. Okay, coming to pouring medium. So we have around 3 pouring mediums available. First is Liquidex. Liquidex is a very, I would say it's an expensive pouring medium, but the results are amazing. Okay. Second is Brushtro. Brushtro is a very new brand which has come up recently, and they have launched a lot of products. From that, we have pouring medium also. If you say Liquidex, the cost of Liquidex pouring medium is somewhere around say 1800 rupees liter, and when you see Brushtro, it is 1200 rupees liter. But we have one very easily available pouring medium, that is with Artist Katta. Artist Katta is a store in Pune where you will get pouring medium. The cost of pouring medium there is 170 rupees a liter, but the quality matters. The pouring medium is little flowy, but still workable. But if you're looking at commissioned orders, like if you're looking to get to sell these products, then go for a branded product, that Liquidex or Brushtro. Do not go for Artist Katta pouring medium. Okay. Uh, Secondly, if you're not able to go and buy, you stay in a different city and you don't want to invest in a higher brand pouring medium, you can make your pouring medium yourself. So we'll make it now. I have also sent a video across that how to make your pouring medium. Okay, but we'll still make one more. I'll show you how the consistency matters. If you're using Fevicol, it's very thick. It's very thick. So you need to add more water. But when you're using some non-branded Fevicol, it runs down very easily. Like even if it looks very thick, but once you start mixing water, it thins down very badly. So I have one non-branded pouring medium, that is pouring medium, not pouring medium, but actually Fevicol. Is a Fevicol in this. So we will make that. And regarding cells, if you are looking at a proper cell, like if you want to get proper cells, then go for a branded pouring medium. If you're making a pouring medium yourself, then it is little dicey, that sometimes it may come, it may not come. What can you use for cells? You can use silicone oil. People staying in Pune can go to hop into Artist Katta and buy this bottle of silicone oil. That is it is 180. Now the price has increased to 200 rupees. So this is a 100 ml bottle. This goes on for long. And if you are not in Pune and you still want to use silicone oil, just check for lubricant oil. Oil which is used as a lubricant in gym machines like treadmill or cycles, exercise cycles. So they use a lubricant oil. So you can use that also. And one magical ingredient is dishwashing liquid. So this is a Pril dishwashing liquid. I have taken 1 part of Pril dishwashing liquid to 1 part of water. Just mix it and put this in a spray bottle. If you do not have a spray bottle, not an issue. Just mix that in a small cup and you can just sprinkle it for now. But if you do not have, if you're doing it in future, I would say put it in a spray bottle. It's very easy to use then. Okay. So far so good. Any questions?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Jamie.
Yeah, hi.
I just came by 4 o'clock. So what were you discussing before that?
I had given an introduction about what bases can you use, brands of pouring medium available, and colors what you can use.
Okay. Colors and acrylic colors and paper colors.
Yes, you can use acrylic colors. So these are the acrylic colors. I would suggest use Fabrica or Fevicryl brand. We'll be using both. So you will see that how I manage the consistency of both these colors. That is why I've got both the brands, so that when I'm mixing, you will come to know the ratio and different proportions to mix pouring medium.
Then what are the canvases which you are using? One
you can use on canvas, MDF.
Canvas and
yes, canvas and MDF. Somebody's asking a question. Pavya, can you go in chat and see?
Okay, what's the dishwasher mix for? Priyanka is asking.
For cells. That is for cells. Okay, so that helps in creating cells. But if you want proper cells, then I would suggest go for silicone oil. But one more thing, when you are buying pouring medium from Artist Katta, this pouring medium is made from transparent glue, Camlene transparent glue. Hence, the pouring medium is little translucent. The one what we are going to make right now will be a white color batter. Okay, so we shall start going ahead with mixing. Before mixing, there is one important step, that how will you dry your artwork. Remember, there is no shortcut to dry this artwork. It dries on its own in 24 hours, maximum 24 hours. Okay, reason why you cannot dry with anything else. See, what we are basically doing here is we are pouring layers of acrylic colors. Now, if the top layer of acrylic color is dried very soon, then what will happen? The below layer is still wet. It has to dry. So what will happen? You will have a lot of cracks on your painting, on your artwork. So we suggest you to keep it at a place where you do not have sunlight and lesser fan. Like if you have air coming from fan, if it is too high, then what will happen that your artwork may get spoiled because of air movement. So what happens is, if there is a lot of air, your artwork will slowly and gradually start moving from its place. That also hampers the process of cell formation. Okay. So when you see here, what has happened over here with me is my canvas was little tilted. So can you see all my artwork has flown down from here. So you have to also remember that you have placed your artwork on a stable surface. If you see, this has not flown down from anywhere. Show you. See. This is a flip cup. So this is not flown down from anywhere. These are cells. Can you see the texture of canvas in the camera? That means my painting has dried very like on its own. So the time when you see your canvas, that means canvas texture, that means your painting has dried very nicely. It has got no bumps and lumps. So these are cells basically. See, these are bigger cells, these are smaller cells. And some very small cells you will see here. See. Color combination also plays a very important role. When you're, if you are starting, start with very basic colors. Do not go for very mixing too much of color, because then your pouring will turn into a muddy color. So if you can see here, what I have done is I have used only two colors. See, this is black and yellow. Just two colors, and it has come so beautifully well. So you have to always check for two complementary colors. Like if you're mixing red and blue, you know that it is going to come out purplish color, and that will not look nice. So if you use yellow and red, that gives a beautiful orange color. So you can go for that. If you are using yellow and blue, that is steel blue, then it will give you a green color. Even that color looks very beautiful. So you have to always check for the combination of colors before mixing. So basically what you need is right now only 5 colors. If you're using black, use black very less. If you're using 3 colors and 1 color is black, use it very carefully, because black is one color which is very overpowering. So what will happen when your artwork is done, it will either black will overpower and your entire artwork will look very blackish. So in this I have used 3 colors. I have used white, a bit of yellow also, if you can see a bit of yellow, and white, blue and red, and a bit of yellow. So can you see here that blue and red have mixed and there's one color of it. So this is a swirl pattern what I had done. So this is a MDF piece like this. Okay. At times your painting will be sticky. If you have used too much of silicone oil, it will leave behind a very sticky painting. So don't do that. Use very less silicone oil. I'll show you with the silicone oil also, so that you can note down how much you need to add. I have a write-up about the pouring methods and the amount of silicone oil to be added. Okay, so I'll send that in the chat, so you all can just copy paste and keep it with you. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'll just send that in the chat. Okay, so that we have that with everyone. Give me 1 minute. One second, I'll just give you that write up. One second. Just sending that across in the chat. There's one message also. I think there's a word limitation to this.
Chitra, you can WhatsApp me. I'll share it across to
Okay,
everyone.
I'll just send the half and complete ones. Basically, most of that is covered, but just one or two lines are left. Okay, so we'll start making the pouring medium. So here is my container. Just take. I'm taking almost 1 cup of Fevicol. This is a non-branded Fevicol. I got this Fevicol for what? 70-80 rupees kilo. So normally you get this in a hardware store. So first they offer you this only, and then if you would ask for Fevicol, then they give you Fevicol. Otherwise, if you go to any hardware store, they will first give you a non-branded Fevicol. I'll show you one artwork with completely Fevicol colors, so that you know how the colors should be mixed when you're using Fevicol colors. And then one with completely Fabrica colors. Okay. And now I'm adding the same amount of water as of now. I took 1 cup of Fevicol. Add water very slowly. Do not add together, otherwise you will have a lot of lumps. If your Fevicol is very old, or if your Fevicol was in a pouch for a very long time, you can still make your pouring medium. Remember that once you've made your pouring medium, strain it across, because that will help you to segregate those dried pieces of Fevicol. Mine is in a airtight bottle. So, and I keep on using this, so I do not have lumps in this. Anyone has any doubts till now? Any questions? Make sure that you also do not have a lot of bubbles in this. I do not have so much Fevicol. It's okay. You can do small artworks. I'm mixing a little more because I want to do it on one canvas. If you have, see, once you know how to mix it and what are the techniques, I've sent you the detailed messages. If not now, just get one Fevicol and you can still do it. The pouring medium video still remains with you. This should be like a dosa batter, like how you make dosa. So your pouring medium should be of a dosa batter. Now, can you see this was a non-branded pouring medium, like a Fevicol, non-branded, very locally available. But initially it was so thick. And if you see, it has gone so thin. I've just added half of the water. I took 1 cup of Fevicol and I've just added half water, and it has gone so thin. The video I've sent is of Camlin brand Fevicol. It takes time to run thin down, but this has thinned down so much. I've just added half water. If I add more water, then it will just go very thin. So I'll just add the remaining water and a bit of more Fevicol to this, because I do not want very thin down Fevicol. What will happen then? The entire artwork will flow down. We don't want that. I'll add more Fevicol to this. Because see, if you see, this is like water only. Artwork does not take time. Like when you're making your artwork, it will just finish off in few minutes. But the planning is very important when you're doing a lot of planning, like color selection, what color combination you need. You have to check the consistency of your pouring medium to the colors. So before you start your artwork, it's very important that you plan what colors you need. Because once it's done, you have to wait until it is dry. A lot of people also say that you can thin down your colors with water, but do not thin down your colors with water. What happens is it will just break down the pigments of your color. Water does not only thin down your colors, but also break down your pigments. Then what will happen? After drying, your artwork will look very pale. See, consistency. Now what I've done is I've added 1.5 cup of Fevicol to 1 cup of water. If it was a proper Fevicol, then I don't think so I had to add more water or more Fevicol to this. Just I think everyone has done this step, or somebody is just doing it with me. So this is just like how you make dosas. This is the perfect consistency of your pouring medium. Do not make and keep a pouring medium, because this has Fevicol and then water. After 4-5 days, this will be a very smelly solution. So if you are very sensitive towards bad odor, then I would suggest make fresh pouring medium, use it and finish it off. Don't keep it for a very long time, because the pouring medium you get from Artist Cutter also stings a lot because it has been kept for a very long time. I'm done with my pouring medium. I shall keep this aside. So the first technique what we will do is a swirl technique, which is this. Okay. I shall take 2 colors. I think I'm thinking to take these 2 and white color with this. Check white color.
Can we have something?
Sorry.
Actually, I have only 125 ml of Fevicol. So, can we use this much for all the work what we are doing today?
No, you will need more.
Okay.
25 ml is very, very less. You will
125 gram.
125 grams. That is good to go. You can almost make you can add more 100 ml of water to this. So you have good amount. And how many canvases do you have?
I have 3 canvas. I have 125 gram of Fevicol.
So you have already made the pouring medium, or you're going to make it now?
I am going to make. So I am asking you before that. I should mix the full 125 gram in water, or I have to keep little for each workshop, each canvas.
No, you have to mix your pouring medium together. So for today's artwork, this is my pouring medium.
Okay.
So this is around 250 ml.
Okay. For all the canvas, this is the pouring medium.
Yes. So how big are your canvases?
My canvas is small actually, some A4 size sheet. A4 size.
A4 size, I think when you have this size, this is what, 8 by 10 or maybe 10 by 8 by 10, I guess. So,
A4 size, normal A4 size sheet.
A4 size. I think you will be able to do all your 3 canvases together.
Okay. So I can mix it together. This 125 gram.
Yes, start mixing your pouring medium. I'll get white color now.
Okay.
White. If everyone is ready, I'll start making colors for the swirl pattern. Whoever is not ready, just say no. I'll stop. Otherwise, I'll start mixing.
Hello.
Yeah.
I have 45 grams of Fevicol. I've made the pouring medium. Can I use 2 small canvases? I got
Yeah.
4, but I don't think I can make 4 with this much.
No, with 45 ml of pouring medium, if your canvases are very small, like 8 by 8 or maybe 6 by 6, then you can make 2. But you have either 8 by 10, then I doubt that you will be able to make 1 more. What is the size of canvases you have?
I think the smallest one I have is probably 8 by 10 or something.
8 by 10. And the next one?
That is. One second. That's 12 by 12.
So I think you can do only one, that is 12 by 12.
Okay.
Not be able. However, Papia will share the recorded session, I guess. So you can view this again.
Okay.
So have you made your pouring medium?
Yeah, I have. Actually, the quantity was not given in the list of materials for Fevicol, so I don't know how much to get.
Because I had mentioned 4 canvases, so I thought that.
Yeah, 4 canvases was mentioned, but how much Fevicol wasn't mentioned.
Okay, I'll just take care next time. I would mention that.
Okay.
So the ratio for the colors is to the pouring medium. If you're using Fevicryl, then it is 1:1 because the colors are very thin. If you see, I'll just pour and show you. See this. The colors. This is little thick, but I have seen a very this color is very so thin down. See, it's just flowing. I'm taking a lot of color. And when I'll put Fabrica colors, you will see the consistency changes a lot. So I'm using a hot pink color. Now this color is a bit old, so you can see it has gone thick. Now this is a Fabrica brand color. You see the consistency of this color. Even white color is a bit thin in Fabrica. Add pouring medium.
All these are acrylic colors only, no?
Yes, acrylic colors only. In this, I am not adding any kind of silicone oil, nor I am going to use the soapy water. The cells are forming in this only. So from one artwork, if you have some colors left, then you can use it for some other artwork also. Let's mix it. Can you see the color has to be very vibrant? If you're finding the color is very light, then add more color. Let's keep this skin stick aside.
Chitra, we have a query. What if we have a very thick paint or if it is a very thin paint?
So that's what I'm saying. If your paint is very thin, then you will use the ratio as 1:1 with the pouring medium. But if your color is very thick, then you will take color as one part and pouring medium as two parts.
Hello.
Yeah.
If pouring media and color is almost the same consistency, 1:1.
Yes.
Yes. If color is little thick means you have to add more pouring media.
Pouring medium. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Absolutely correct. So now this is flowing it one line. But if you have a color flowing like this, see, like this, that means your color is very thick. In that case, you need to add more pouring medium. That is how you will judge the consistency. Like now I'm doing it like this. It is flowing. But in case if it is falling like this in drops, that means your color is thick.
Can we add water?
Do not add water to this, because if you add water, then what will happen? Your pigments will break, and once Fevicol, water and color solution will not dry equally. Okay. So once everyone is ready making these colors, let me know. I've taken 3 colors. You can take any 3 colors of your choice. I'm using these colors because I wanted to show you all how Fevicryl works. Because Fevicryl and Fabrica colors are 2 brands which we get very easily in India. Anywhere, in any part of the country, you will find these 2 colors. Apart from other color brands like Liquid X, Brushtro, or any other XYZ brand of acrylic colors. If you all need a website from where you all can order colors, let me know. I'll send the website across. So you can order from there also. If you don't want to order from Amazon. Since it's a lockdown phase, a lot of places apart from Pune do not have stores open. Everyone is done mixing colors. If anyone is behind, let me know. Sorry. I think I shall start. So in one glass, what you have to do is, now there is an order. Okay. If I would mix these 2 colors, can you show the consistency of the colors? Yes, I can show it again. See. See, how will I judge? There are 2 things. One is it's flowing in one line and it is flowing very slowly from my stick. If it was very thin, then all the color would have flown out from my stick. I am not able to see my stick. If the color was very thin, entire color would have come out from the stick. If you're doing it with a spoon, you will be able to see the spoon if your color is very thin. Second thing is that it will flow out, and how will you judge if it is very thick? So once you are trying to pour color from your stick or the spoon, it will just flow in drops like this. See, drops. That means your color preparation is thick. In that case, you will add more pouring medium. Okay. All the colors, and show all the colors. See this?
So it should form a. It should be like a thread. Actually, you should get a thread.
Yes, it should make a thread like this.
Okay.
Now, how will you judge the order? When I know that when 2 colors mix, they are going to form a third color. In case you have used red, blue, and white, then what you will do is, when you're pouring color in this glass, you will make sure that nowhere the red and blue color will come in contact. You will always put one white layer in between. So in this also, if I mix these 2 colors, like I will show you, see. If I mix these 2 colors, they will definitely not bring up a very pleasant shade. So what will I do is, I'll make sure when I'm putting these 2 colors, I put white in between. So So I have a thin down, I have a layer in between which decides the color. So when white mixes, it will still give me a better color, but these two will not give me a very good color. See, now when you're pouring in the glass, don't pour in between. Always touch the wall of the glass and then pour. See, if you are not able to keep it in your hand, just keep it on a flat surface. I'll just elevate this. You can see. Okay, so I will always pour it from the side. Why not from between? If you pour it directly in between, then whatever layers you're pouring, it will just go down, mixing all the colors together. Here, what we want is colors in layers. See. Very slowly, don't pour very fast. Very slowly you will pour. See. Very slowly. Can you see this layers in my glass? I think I'm done. I'm not going to do more in this. Now remember, from the place you have poured your color, just make one pout so that you have one. For pouring, you will have one pout outside to pour your colors. Okay, just take one of these boards. Just clear the area where you are doing all this so that you do not. This is a very messy process. Still works really beautiful. So when you're pouring, you have to pour this in circular motion. That is why it is called swirl. Like this. Now I have some color left in my cup. I'll just leave it like this and I'll pour it on the other end. It's very optional. As I see from one end, my color has started to flow. There's some left in my cup. I'll just leave it like this because I feel I do not need to add more. Now, if I feel that I want to add, then I would still have some mixture with me. Now I feel that here I have very less color. Then what I will do is I'll start pouring from here again. See now the color, the blue and the teal blue color and hot pink has got mixed, and I've got a very grayish, very light color. So that is why it's very important to use vibrant colors. The next one we'll do with a lot of vibrant colors, not with this. Can you see small cells? Now I have not added anything to this, but still you can see small cells. This is formed on its own. Small cells, these are whatever color I had left in my cup. Now, in case when you have done everything in your cup and you feel that the color, this mixed color has finished in your cup and you still have some parts to cover, then in that case, what you can do is just use the leftover paint to cover the area. Yeah, I have some leftover paint. I'll just show you one example. Suppose I had some brush from here, so what I'll just put it and just start mixing it. I'll just keep this for drying. I have some color left in my cups that I'll use it for my next. Color to this. Very less color now.
Do we have to start?
Sorry?
Do we have to start now?
I've done it.
No. We also should do now.
Yes, you can also start doing.
Okay.
I'll wait for the next one. Once you're done, let me know. Then I'll do the next one.
So now we will do.
I'll make one more color, like a yellow. I'll do one more swirl with some vibrant colors. So I'm using these two colors which I've made previously, and I'm making one yellow color. I'm doing one more swirl so that we have more vibrant colors. Now in this you will see a lot of green because I've used yellow and teal blue. That makes a green color. In this, if you see, it has turned at the end, the colors have turned to a different kind of a rainbow color. Now this one technique, what I do is I always put some dots on the edges, so my edges are not left uncolored. This is a much more vibrant color compared to what we had done before. See, the change of colors and the choice of colors also matter. Now I just added same two colors, instead of white I've just added yellow. So you can see a green color, that's a fourth color basically. Let's see this one also for fun. See the consistency of this color. This is very thick. These are fabrica colors. I'm mixing pink and red to give me a nice magenta. See, whatever colors, if you put all the four artworks together, if you have some color left, you can always carry on to the next step. So these are four basic primary colors, what we normally have in acrylic colors. Now, when I was telling you that you do not mix these two colors, I'll show you that after putting all these colors, I do not let these two colors mix. So we are going to do a flip cup right now. So for flip cup, what I do is I'll keep my pouring cup on the flat surface. I'll first put light color, that is yellow, and then I know with now with this, if you have hair serum or if you have silicone oil, you can add silicone oil to this. Technique of adding silicone oil is just put 2 drops and give 1 stir. That's it. Do not stir your mixture for 4-5 times. What will happen? The silicone, the oil content will break into your color and you will not have a proper cell formation. I'm just giving 2 stirs, that's it. Now when I mix yellow and red, it gives me orange color. So I'll let these 2 colors mix. Okay. Now if I need, I'll pour white now. And then on top of this, I'll put blue color. I'm always using the wall of my cup in order to pour color. Now when I know my blue and yellow will mix, it will give me green color. But now if I add red on this, it will become a very muddy texture. So what I'll do is I'll pour a little white and then red, then again yellow, then again white, then blue, that's it. Now I feel that this is enough. I do not need more than this. I just keep clearing my working area. Now, what is a flip cup? You place your cup like this, place your canvas on top of the cup, okay? And then you will just lift the cup and the canvas or your surface at one go, and then we'll do like this. So we'll keep something down so that it's more elevated, like this. I'm yet to lift my cup. I'll just wait for 2 minutes. So all the color from my cup is being settled down. A lot of people just do one puncture over here and all the colors flow out. Do you want me to show you? You can always lift your cup like this only across, but the fun part is this, that you puncture your cup. See? I've just punctured my cup, and lift your cup slowly so that you will have colors flowing out. See? Be very patient when you're lifting your cup. Don't lift it like at one go. Then even the colors need. So if you can see small cells coming out from the sides. I just lift my cup. So whatever is left, always put on your corners. See. Can you see green color? We didn't add green color. How did the green color come? My yellow and blue color got mixed, and this is how I got my green color. Now I'll not just spread more because this is what I want to stay on my surface. So I'm not spreading more. However, I have an edge which is not complete. So if I see in my cup, I have some color left. If there is no color in your cup, what you can do is, जो हमने बनाया था, अब वो ही डाल दो. It's okay with a stick. Now on top of this, you will need you will need a soapy water. Now, soapy water is very optional. In this process, I do not want, if I want, then what you will do is, this is my soapy water spray. I'll just keep a distance of almost 6 inches and I will spray. Can you see the cells? That's it. Just one spray is enough. Putting more spray will not give you cells. That's it. Don't do anything on this thing. So now I have some area left here as well. So again, I'll come back to my mixture of colors.
Excuse me. In the soap, hello?
Yeah.
In the soap, April, did you mix water?
Yes, I had given that instruction.
The April,
So
we have a heavy solution. Did you add water in that one?
sorry.
In the Prill solution, did you add water?
Yes, I had added water. I had told in the start of at the starting that you will mix 1 part of Prill liquid plus 1 part of water.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just keeping this here like this only.
Can we do this without silica if we don't have silicone?
No, it's okay. You can do it without silicone also. Silicone is just
So, silicone oil is not necessary. With silicone oil, there is one drawback. Once your artwork is dried, it leaves a very sticky surface. So, silicone oil is always not necessary. I'll show you one painting where I have not used silicone oil, no soapy water, but still I got cells. So, can you see the cells are increasing with time? See. Your entire painting will change once it is dried. So now for the next pattern, we'll do an open flip cup. As this is one more kind of flip cup, but with this you will have a background. So for open flip cup, we'll need a background. So I'm adding more pouring medium to my color. So just one color. Okay, before we start open flip cup, you need a cup which is cut from behind. So I'll take another cup. I'll just cut one cup. I'm just cutting one cup from behind. And what I'll do is I'll spread one color. Now this color could be any color. It's not necessary it should be white. It could be any color. Just spread one color across your surface. Not completely, but partially. Because if you spread completely, then you will not have the other color coming up. So I'm just spreading this partially. And then place my cut cup on the spreaded surface. Okay, and I'll start pouring my colors from this hollow area. So you will see colors will start coming out and flowing out. Just place this on a steady surface. This is falling. See, from here the color has started to come out. So from one area you will see the color will start coming out. Now I will stop. If I add more color, then what will happen? That my entire artwork will start flowing. So now can you see that it has started to flow from one end. You have to be really very patient when you're doing this technique, because your one move can actually spoil your existing artwork. So now I can see that this color is looking like a nice peacock feather. I'll start moving this. I'm just lifting my cup a bit and then moving. So I'm just leaving behind some color and then I'm moving this. Now I'll come to the end and I'll just lift my cup. See this. Can you see the cell formation on its own? Just spread this across. That's it. I'm not spreading more because I love this effect. So I'm just stopping over here, and whatever edges are left, I'll just complete with the leftover color I had. Now in this, if I spray soapy water, what will happen is that this effect will be lost, and I do not want to lose this effect. So I am not going to spray soapy water on this. See, the cells are still coming.
അരമണിക്കൂർ കേട്ടോ. ഒരു ക്ലാസ് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യുക ഞാനേ, പെയിന്റിംഗ് ക്ലാസ്സേ. അരമണിക്കൂർ.
I'm just adding more color because only the red color was not looking nice. So I just added drops of yellow color. I'll just keep this one for drying now. Oh, shit. Our next technique is puddle pour. Now, what is a puddle pour? Okay, puddle pour is a technique where you place drops of color on one another at different places. Now, if my space is like this is 6 by 6, I can put 5. But in case I have a 10 by 10 area, or I have a 12 by 12 or 8 by 10, I'll make sure that I keep 2 fingers distance between each drops what I place. Because if your drops are too far, then what will happen? Your pattern will start spreading very badly. Okay. For that, I'm still going to use these colors what are left with me. I have blue, red, and a bit of yellow. Okay, and I'm going to make more white. In this also you don't need to add silicone oil. So basically you need soapy water for 2 techniques only. One is flip cup and second is swipe pattern. Swipe we will do in last. Anyone any doubts, or shall I move to the next pattern? Just give me a yes or a no. I think I shall move to the next pattern. So on this surface what I'm going to do is I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drops total. So first I'm adding blue. So this is approximately 2 finger distance. Small dot over here. Why I'm placing yellow? Because that will give me green color. I pour white. And pour red. this is a puddle pour that you pour colors on each other, and then what you're, अगर मैं इसे ऐसे ही घुमा दूंगी, if in case I just turn my surface like this only, I'll have only rounds. Now if you need a pattern, just cut your pattern with a ice cream stick, see, or a toothpick, anything will do. Just cut this. Cut in any way you want, but just cut the circles. See, I'll tell you why. See this. This is a nice abstract form. And just place this here only so that you all can see. After that we have swipe pattern. Now with swipe I'll try and use more colors because it looks very beautiful.
Just before doing this one, you took a canvas, no?
Sorry?
Just before doing this work, you had
Mhm.
taken a canvas which was already some paint, no?
Yes,
So-
you can do it, redo on any canvas which
Okay.
has gone bad.
So, okay. So you was there any difference? How was the method for that one? The previous one with the green, white.
You mean to say what was the pattern I had done before this on that
just
one? That was
just-
actually again puddle pour only, but since my surface was not flat, what had happened, my colors started flowing from one end. So hence all the pattern just flew down.
Okay, so you are explaining this only to us, no? Now this one.
Yes, this is
Okay.
puddle pour only, ma'am.
Okay. I got a confusion.
So if you have any canvases at home which has gone bad, you can still use it for practicing or making your fluid art. I'll just keep this for drying. For the next technique, I need little more space. Next technique, again I am preparing colors. I have white, I have to prepare more white. We're doing the swipe pattern on a round surface. Just give me 1 second. See now, the regardless to the shape of your surface, in swipe pattern, your lines will still be straight. Okay, so there is nothing like you will go along the surface. I'll just remove the extra parts. So we'll start with this one as of now. Okay. So for white, I'm doing the swipe with white. So I'll just keep this aside and I'll pour the rest of the colors. So first start pouring from the top. Don't leave any spaces, because whenever you leave any space, what will happen? It will start having I would say a hole or a dig there. Just spread this evenly. This. A bit inside, because it will just fall on you. बाकी काम में लगी, मतलब छोटे स्कोप का। Cover all these surfaces. Ideally, you're supposed to add silicone oil to this, but I have not added because everyone does not have a silicone oil right now. I'll show you the effect with the dishwashing liquid. I have not left any gaps, any spaces anywhere. Okay. So now this is one color which I'm going to use for swipe. Okay. Once you're using that, make sure that you pour it on the top like this, slowly in middle, because once it starts coming from top, it should not get finished when you start, once you end. Okay. Pour a little more and do not wait, just directly to the swipe. Now for the swipe, I'm using a plastic. Just make sure that half of your plastic is on your surface and half is something what you will hold. So can you see I've just stuck the plastic. I've not pressed the plastic, and we'll just pull this down. This is how your cells will come. See, this is without silicone oil. I have not added silicone oil at all to my color. Now in this space, I will pour the soapy water on top of it. That's it. You will not do much anymore. You will not do any more soapy water on this. Okay, because if you add more soapy water, what will happen? You will have dips or digs or holes in between once your artwork has dried. Is there any other pattern which you all would like to see? Let me know. I have got one surface left. I can show you all on that. Papi, there's a chat. Can you read? Somebody has sent something in a chat.
No, Chitra, I don't see any chat.
I can say two things. No?
No, actually, I was on laptop. I got disconnected and then moved to mobile. So in between, if there was a chat, I missed that.
Okay.
I cannot read it now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can we seal it after doing the finished product? Is there a way to seal it?
Yes. You can either pour clear resin on it if you know how to handle resin.
Okay.
If you do not know how to handle resin, then I would suggest use a picture varnish. You get a picture varnish.
Yeah.
And that is for acrylic and oil colors. Just spray on top of this.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. So that it won't pop out, na? The colors won't pop out, na? Some from edges.
See, if you don't seal it, it will. But it depends on what you're using. If you're doing it on canvas, it won't. But on MDF, it does.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome. So I have one color left. Let's do one more pattern, and then we'll just leave for question and answers at the end.
This one, no? This one, this.
Sorry?
This one, this varnish, picture varnish. Is this?
You're showing something?
Picture varnish. Is this the one you're talking? Picture varnish.
Yes.
Okay.
But only if once it is dry. Do not do it on wet. As you would be doing painting, you would know this. Now I have white color left. We have not used black color even once. So we use, give me 1 second. Maybe I can, just give me 1 second. I'm just doing swirl again with just 2 colors because I have some pouring medium left and some colors also left. So I'm going to use the black color because we haven't used black color till now. There's some yellow color left, so I'm just going to do something on this. I'm doing one more swirl just because I have colors left. And then Swapna use. Swirl. Now, how I like the swirl is like this. The white went very less, not visible. Even though white was very less, but still it popped out later very well. There's no silicone oil to this, but still you can see cell formation. There's one more trick what I do at times, since I do resin also. I have a heat gun, which I sometimes try. See. This is a heat gun what I have. It's not necessary to have this, but since I do different forms, I need this heat gun for resin as well as for sealing my products, like sealing parcels. There is no soapy water, no silicone oil. It's just popping up on its own. I let the black color flow off because that was too overpowering. Though it was a swirl, it looks like a flip cup. There's a lot of white, so let me just add some swirl. So far, so good. Any doubts? I want to see how the open flip cups looks like now. I did that open flip cup. Now it looks like this. Later on, more cells popped in.